Hey guys, the idea of this video is really simple. Advices that newbros shouldn't listen whenever we talk about Monster Hunter. And let's start with the most classic. A dumb tier list about weapons. This one may be the worst one because a good chunk of times, people who make this list have no idea what they are doing. Sometimes they are fun to listen because they are pretty much a parody, but more often than not, they end up saying whatever comes to their mind regarding some weapons. And well, newbros narrow their way to look at the game thinking that, for example, its weapon is the best one, and if you don't use it, you're trash. Something similar happens with the so-called meta. Once again, from all the world of possibilities that a newbro has, and should enjoy, there is a bunch of people who believe that if you're not using something meta, you're trash. And let's be real, if you don't use the build as it is supposed to be played, you might be better running something you feel completely comfortable with, instead of thinking that a specific build is going to make you into a speedrunner. So do not feel bad if you need 15 minutes or more to finish the quest. Most of us need those times. The next one is not an advice as such, it's more like a comment. Get good. How many times have we heard those words? There is obviously a huge range of skills between people, and some of you will catch up real quick. Some others will need more time to get there, but you shouldn't get discouraged. For example, once I remember reading the story of someone who said that needed a couple of years to beat the Ostra, but the way this person described the whole situation sounded like he had such a great time achieving that. However, there is always going to be a moron whose words are going to be, "You need to get good." The next one can be a bit controversial, because sometimes newbros bring the following question to the table. Which weapon is easy to use? And the most common answer I have seen is SNS or longsword. In reality, there's no such thing as a beginner weapon. Several of them are quite simple to use, but getting to master them is a whole different story. And for example, I could tell you that the lance is perhaps the simplest one. You just need to go for the triple poke and that's it. However, that is just the surface of what the lance is capable of. And the same thing happens with every single weapon. The same issue can happen with the classic, "This weapon is overpowered," followed by a veteran who's a speedrunner and is using the lance in a no armor hunt. Once again, another one that is not like an advice, this game is not for anyone. Or this game isn't for you. Maybe, just maybe, I will say that about the very first games, but not anymore. Monster Hunter is becoming quite available to anyone. And if you're a masochist like me, you can always increase the difficulty in a dumb way, like the no armor runs I enjoy. Monster Hunter has a really steep learning curve that cannot be denied, but once you grasp some of the basics, the game is a lot of fun. The thing here is more like, how long are you willing to try? I'm putting myself as an example. When I first started the game, I was getting carted here and there, and in Rise, when I started playing after a good number of months of playing my first Monster Hunter, I was one of those clunky hunters that have no real idea of the weapon. Compared to that point, to where I am, after 1000 hunts, you can clearly see the difference. The next one can be quite annoying at times. Don't use defensive skills. Change them for damage. I get that once you have grasped really well the game, you can run a build without any defensive skill. However, that doesn't precisely apply to everyone. And I have seen this several times in my videos. People thinking that defensive skills are trash and shouldn't be used. And I always try to bring a kind of friendly build for anyone to use, because I know there's always going to be someone who's having trouble defeating a particular monster. And once again, if you enjoy running a guard 5, guard up 3, Kushal Assault 3, Divine Blessing, yada yada perma tank, it's pretty cool, keep running it. There's nothing wrong with it. The list can go on and on, but these are the ones I consider the worst ones. Always remember that Monster Hunter is a game. Enjoy it, have fun, and keep running those wacky builds. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.